Hello, and welcome to Healing Grooves, conversations on music, mind, and meaning. I'm Raymonde, and I'm honored to be with you for this episode. Before we begin, I want to take a moment to share that my sister and co-host, Rayshon, also known as Sun Ray, is recovering from a recent medical procedure. She's doing well, she's in great spirits, and she's absolutely here with us in heart and intention. We look forward to having her back with us on the next episode. And as the saying goes, the show must go on. Today's conversation is a special one. We're exploring how music becomes the soundtrack of our lives, how it shapes our identity, holds our memories, and connects us across generations. I'm honored to be joined by a talented Chicago area musician, a devoted husband and father, and a man whose life is deeply rooted in rhythm and expression. Please welcome Jeffery Vaughn. Jeffrey, glad you could join us today.
Absolutely.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Mm-hmm. And it's a beautiful day outside. So
it's gorgeous.
Gorgeous, yes, for a day in Chicago. Excuse me. So today, we're going to really focus on establishing a personal connection with music and how it impacts our lives. Okay. So we thank you all for joining us today for our Healing Groove segment, our audience. We really appreciate you all being here. So Jeff, we're going to jump right in. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, like your journey into music, the role music has played in your life?
So yes, a little bit about myself to try to compact it in a quick response. I come from Chicago area, growing up here, and with my background is military. I was right out of high school. I was Navy, and then went into the trades from there. And all along the while, I did music. Started off doing music in church, and that grew all the way through, my careers into different things until I turned into a business.
Okay. So as a husband and father, how has music shaped or been a catalyst within your family and a connection and relationship with the music within your family?
Absolutely. And that is huge for me to even be doing music. My family was big on the music, on my father's side especially. Everybody did music. Okay. My father had like 12 siblings.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and I believe every last one of them did music, played multiple instruments, sung.
Oh, that's fantastic,
so
actually.
It definitely gave me that foundation, generational, just legacy that, we passing along to our family. So that is my connection with the music in my family.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. What instruments do you play?
So I started off playing the drums in church. Definitely got my natural connection to that. And, as far as that instrument, I felt like that was my natural calling, was the drums. So played that, and then I transitioned into the keyboard where I played, a little bit, went to some lessons and really felt like that was natural as well. And then that transitioned to brass.
Okay.
I played brass more in grade school, high school, and then finally got back into my first love, which was drums and percussion. And then that transitioned all into music production.
Okay.
Incorporate all of that.
All right, wonderful. Mm-hmm. Are your children, are they interested heavily in music, or do they play any particular instruments yet? I know they're rather young.
Yes, they're young. They will be all boys. They'll be 6, 5, and 2.
Oh, wow.
And every last one of them has made that powerful connection to music, especially my oldest. And yes, they're already taking that approach, just appreciating music and just want to play music every time we're in the car. So yes.
Wonderful. I know the family reunions are off the chain.
Yes, indeed. I mean, every last one of them.
Yes, and they have a wealth, a well they can even dip into within the family. Yes. So that's dad and everyone else.
Absolutely. I see that. I see that unfolding.
Yes. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. So I wanted to ask, how has music shaped your identity growing up? You know, you mentioned that you got into drums, you segued into different instrumentals, and especially as a young black man growing up in an environment, you know, how did that help you navigate any challenges that you may have faced?
Well, that for me, I feel like is everybody's experience with music.
Yes.
Just that identity and what they identify with, you know, the good, the bad of life, and with the good and bad of music. There's music that, you know, helps you shape your identity, whether it's good or bad. So that's how powerful music is, and especially the impact it's had in my life. And mainly like the music that I understand, that I listen to and helped shape me as a musician. It was great. Now it's very important to listen to the music that helped keep me positive and keeps me inspired.
Yeah.
So that's with good energy. That's the music that's important to me.
I've heard quotes where someone said that music is your connection to the heavens. You know,
I mean,
yes, you know.
I feel like that, and it's very important that we consider that. Yes.
Yes. And children, some of them really have a natural ear.
Yes, indeed.
For
Absolutely.
music, you hear them, they'll just start singing,
Yes.
and you know they don't realize they're actually singing on note.
And I got a 2-year-old. I just left. He's almost 2, but I left the house and he's just singing, and I mean singing his song. So it's just naturally and spiritually, it stars. You see it young, which is very amazing to see.
Yes. So are there any specific genres that you particularly like? You know, that really have a cultural influence on you as well?
Absolutely. So yes, genres I feel like have allowed me and shaped me to where I'm at as far as being multicultural. So I love every genre, the sound that comes from it. I know how to extract different sounds from it. So I've been able to attach myself to, you know, different genres of music. But the main ones, of course, growing up in church, you know, got your gospel, your soul, you know, you got your jazz, you had, and I was an old soul growing up as a kid. So I was listening to all of the music that, you know,
George Benson.
Yes, it's like, what do you know about that? So believe me,
Gladys Knight.
And that has really shaped my identity, and just, you know, I see how the impact or the effect that it has on me even now.
Yes, I remember when my sister and I, when we were younger, we would take road trips.
Yes.
And we would listen to the various soul, but then when you got to a certain state, sometimes you lose the signal. So my dad would turn on country music, and so that's when we were younger. We got into country music as well, and listened to, in certain areas we were listening to the blues, because my dad was born and raised in Tennessee. My mom's from Texas, so you know we would listen to blues. He's a blues and jazz person, so just having those different genres in our household helped shape us emotionally too. You know, I tell people I had a relatively happy childhood. You know, and I think, you know, I remember those Saturdays cleaning up.
Yes, I think we had to have that music on.
Yes, and that's how our parents would time us, like how long it took us. Okay, because you know the music back then, the records was like,
I'll use that technique right there.
Yes. Okay, they knew this record is 3 minutes. It should only take you that long.
That's
and
amazing.
If it takes you longer, what are you doing? You fooling around. So
I am going to take that back home with me.
When they clean your room.
Today is Saturday.
Yes,
so.
there you go.
So we go incorporate some music.
Yes. That'll help them pick up their toys. That's right. We can use that to do that. So as far as music and memories, you know, I've been studying, kind of looking at that as far as when Rayshon and I were talking about the organization and direction we wanted to take it in, and how does it affect people emotionally, you know, getting down to, and, you know, I know there are people who've gone through challenges, life challenges. They've even said, you know, it's a certain song that they would always play. I have friends now, there's a song they start their day off with every single morning. They said, I'll start the day, I'm listening to that song, I'm listening to it on my way to work, and no matter what, that is what anchors me and gets me going and keeps me motivated. And if I, you know, they have a song, if something, the day is not going in the direction they want to, they lean on that as well. Absolutely. So do you have any particular songs or anything that you use to emotionally ground you throughout the day?
Yes, and I wouldn't say I have a song that I play in particular, but I understand that high frequency and the music that registers and give you that good energy, that good, emotion. So I kind of stick towards that music, that upbeat music when I want to feel upbeat, because that tone and that beat can direct you and move you in different ways. Even, I'm not a neurologist, yes, but I know that the impact it has on you, and just the direction it gives you just with the frequency.
Yes, yes.
And so that's very important to kind of, so yes, it's different songs that I can kind of go down a list that I can play and get me there, but it's definitely important to have those type of music, that frequency, that high energy music that gets you, in that emotional state of mind that you want to be in.
Exactly. And a friend of mine, she went to Scottsdale several years ago, and she actually went to house sit. And we were talking about the frequency and the vibrations. And she said when she got there, something just came over her, and she said she wanted to stay, and she said, I'm moving here.
Wow.
And she moved.
Wow.
Immediately. And I saw her last month, and she said there's a vibration there. And she said, she says, just to show how wonderful God is, it's that right there in that area is where that vibration is. And she said you will feel such peace and such calm. And she said it was a sensation and a feeling I had never felt before. And she said I wanted it to continue. And I said I see it, And they said that is, the music and the frequency. She said a lot of things that scientific information that isn't shared with the general public, they really could help us, and ground us. And she said it has been wonderful, and that's kind of been her music, feeling that energy there and having those core memories,
Yes. And of course, this is a segment where we can't, go in depth with it. But when I produce music, we know that frequency matters. And, the quality of music doesn't register with our brain if it's not good quality. So when you're engineering it, when you have to, process it so it can register, there's certain frequencies. So it is very in-depth, that you explore those frequencies, but also know the music that you're opening yourself up to.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So now, have you ever used music to process a difficult season or even a happy season in your life? Like when you say you're writing the music, you're coming up with a compilation.
Yes. So that is one of the things where music has been an important factor in my life. I mean, just how I'm able to utilize it to express myself. I don't express myself emotionally in different ways. I channel it. And then also I'm able to express it, communicate with those through that. And that is the biggest thing that gets me through some, difficult seasons, and, allow me to cherish the seasons that I'm in now, and just it's different things that I wanted to motivate me, keep me focused, drive me. There's different music that can direct you in those different emotions.
Okay. And just like they use music for children to teach,
big time.
So they can they'll tie in emotionally with it and have a connection to it. And just a good human man uses.
You know it, absolutely.
We hear that music, it's automatically we think summertime.
I mean, and it's here. I mean, and that time,
that nostalgia. Yes,
and that's how important music is. Like we know in that time of the music is for different seasons.
Yes,
it's like you said, the difficult ones, the sunny ones, the winter months. We know what type of music to bring out.
Yes,
it's like said, family reunion time. We got the list. So
barbecues.
Yes. So we just coming over a difficult season, and we're here now, and I feel that September coming through. That you know what song is going to be the first one played in the summertime, but that's how important it is. Wow.
Yes. So and what do you hope your children will pull from music as they grow and experience different things in their life, even in school, as they're interacting with their friends. Yeah.
So with that, for me being multicultural, I would love for my kids to always highlight that part of it, explore multiculturalism.
Yeah.
Having that, like I felt like I was able to communicate universally
Yeah.
with everybody.
Okay.
So, and that is important for them to understand and be attached to, growing up, because that you're cheating yourself not being able to expand and enjoy other cultures. So that there, and then also good energy music.
Yes.
Really just understanding, like, you want to be able to, have that breathing through you, good energy, so that music helps cultivate that.
Right. And music also helps us to learn about our culture and other cultures as well. It ties it. It's an easy avenue which we can go into, and that's what I always encourage young people. Hey, listen to the music, not just the beat.
Yeah.
Break it down. Take the beat out.
Right.
Listen. The beat is great, but listen to the message behind the beat, because that helps to support the beat that you're hearing.
Yes.
It's telling a story. And that's one thing that's wonderful about music. It will tell a story.
Yes, it will.
It doesn't have to have words. It can be instrumental, and it's expressing someone's whether it's their love, happiness, sadness, whatever it is. It's coming through that music.
Yes.
That's why they say the music soothes the savage beast.
Absolutely. And I was going to say that's the therapeutic part of it. Like you said, being able to break it down, internally, just letting it resonate through you, and that right there within itself is powerful. So, I want my kids to be able to encompass that even now and just carry that on, generationally.
Right. Yes, because I said we don't really sometimes realize how influential and how targeted the music is for us. So just think when we go into a store, they have music playing. We're chatting.
Yeah.
But it's in the background. And our subconscious, it's picking that up.
Yes, it definitely is. You are shopping differently because of that.
And you could just be walking and you're not even thinking about the music. Sometimes you're even trying to drown out any exterior noise.
Right.
But a tune to hit.
Oh, yeah.
A familiar note.
Yep.
And yes. And you will connect to it immediately and like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Then you want to Shazam it.
And that's when Shazam got hot. I never saw myself using Shazam in random stores, but I was doing it.
Yes.
And it allowed me to open up to more music, and that's the technology part of it. It's just that's the communication of it. But the technology has allowed us to tap into different cultures, even more so.
Yeah, it has. And it's broadened your learning perspective.
Yes.
And I've just been looking how music has been transforming over the, usually gospel was just straight line. Now you have jazz gospel. And now you
house gospel.
House
I was just
gospel.
with a guy, DJ that house gospel, and it's amazing.
Yes,
so,
it is. It is. And one of my girlfriends at church, she said that's what she has her children listen to, just so they'll get some type of word. Because she said the other traditional, which we grew up on, is not connecting to them. And so she said, I'm glad that someone was brave enough to take that and said, let me try something to connect to a different audience, because everybody needs to have something that they can lean on and go to when they, regardless, if they're happy times, sad times, whatever, that they have something. So I said, I've seen the various genres of Afro gospel.
Yes. I may be, transitioning to that as well, just exploring that sound, but it does something to you in different ways. And like you said, that traditional gospel, even for us, I relate to that as well growing up, but I now want to let that carry over into my kids. And that is, being innovative with that sound as well, that keeps you relevant as a producer, as a musician. So that is amazing to be able to do that and capture that and pass it along to the next generation.
Right. And they say even babies recognize, music. They recognize that sound. They'll perk up. They've seen where they've changed. Baby is crying and you play a certain tune, and baby's like, well, wait a minute, what is that? Even children.
Yes, even children, yes. And I've seen, and it's having these three little ones, you get to see a lot.
Yes.
And even the baby, just how he's connected to the music even more so, it's an amazing experience.
Right.
And just gives you a mindset, say, hey, I want to make sure they experience this to the next level.
Right.
And,
yes. Yeah. And have that connection to one another, and it helps with the soul, our spirits connecting to one another.
It's all internal.
Yes, it is, and it's really wonderful. And then one of the things that we have, Rayshawn, our uncle, he's gone on to the heavenly realm. But I mean, he played jazz all of our lives.
Wow.
Even before that, he was in the Army, and he would play around Houston, Texas, and that's how his children got involved in it. And just even when the family would get together, he would just play. And he would try to teach us, different notes and just so that you all can have that connection. Because he said it's in here, it's in your heart.
It is.
It's part of your soul, And he said this is us, this is what we come from. And he said we need to be proud of the fact that we have music and that you can hear it and experience it as well. Because he said so many people don't. So that has just really been a joy. And so, just listening to that. My dad, he played. He said he's been playing trumpet. He was playing at 10. He would go around.
I think that's almost the same age I started playing.
And he said, in that time when I was growing up, kids, you could go and play at a club and make you some money.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he was at 10 years old getting it. Wow. And that...
Yes.
Between your uncle and your dad, like that is what I want to do. That is legacy, right?
Yes.
Like that allows your uncle to continue to live on.
Right.
And that's the impact music leaves.
It does.
And just that generational component of it, that's what I want to be a part of with my legacy.
And the writing of the music, because music is an expression.
It is.
And I think people, they're so busy dancing to the beat.
Oh yeah.
And which is good. It's good. But we need to get into really saying, what is this message trying to convey to me?
Right.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes, and what is what is the heart, of this, And I think it makes us better people.
Oh no, as long as you listen to the right type of music, look. Yeah, and that is true. That it does make us better, making sure we expose ourselves to that good music, that that good energy.
Yes, right. And if you had to do a soundtrack of your life,
soundtrack,
a whole soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah, if you walked out and said, I'm going to go to the studio, I'm going to write. If you had to do a soundtrack, what would that look like? Would it be a compilation of various genres, or would you do some experimental work on that as well? Include that?
You know what? That is right. Like for me, that is an amazing question, because you kind of was answering it. I would definitely do something that's different genres included, innovative sound. But yes, I want to capture all of the experience I've had in my life, all of the good. I don't need to leave the bad experience. Like I can go to the blues, but I feel like I want to just leave a good, resounding experience through the music and include all of the cultures that I've experienced it with. And yes, that will be the soundtrack of my life, and it should leave an impact.
Yes, it should. Yeah, I would do that too. It would be a compilation of various genres, just to experience and just think about my life from time I could remember and those experiences, and just and tell that story.
Yes.
And I think that's what a lot of people, well, some people may lose when an artist, they're telling a story. So. But I just want to thank you. This has been wonderful.
My pleasure.
And we've had a great conversation. Thank you for joining us for Healing Grooves. A special thank you to Jeffery Vaughn for sharing his story and his experiences and his sound with us today. We're keeping Rayshawn in our thoughts as she recovers. We look forward to having her back on our next episode. Until then, stay grounded, stay connected, and keep the music close. And as Rayshawn would say, keep it groovy.